Here's Dave here. Welcome to Magitek VR overview. This might be a prime example of why you don't necessarily need to put physics in every single game out there. If you actually do, it needs to be very polished to not come across as messy. Otherwise, it's just gonna be a hindrance rather than a feature. So, Magitek VR is an adventure spellcasting game where embark on a journey into the realm of elemental magic, operating each element and mastering their capabilities, exploring around the world of Embra and its Magitek mysteries. It almost comes across as a concept demo where the polish is kind of non-existent. I only experienced the story mode, and this by itself does not sell me properly the game. If it's with the graphical art style that uses basic textures, but at the same time they're not even clear to look at, resulting in a very bad looking environment that you don't necessarily want to spend your time in. The magic itself, I did not see a lot of spells, mostly because I started from the beginning of my journey. It uses some kind of physics system which is not done all the way, so that's why certain mechanics might feel awkward to utilize, especially the locomotion. I'd feel like the project might excel in the multiplayer scenarios where you have everything unlocked so you can fully utilize every spell. Immerse yourself with the strategies and how spells interact with each other. At first, I kind of see this game as being a co-op or an MMO of some sort, with bosses, events, and that sort of stuff, cause as solo, it's not necessarily that special, and feels like an early access title at its best. Let's discover the Embra.
Hello, Carl here. Now, we should probably go through the basics before you're thrown into deadly life-threatening situations with little to no chance of escape. I can only assume. Why don't you head on over to that platform by using the left thumbstick?
Damn, the graphics are basic. And I wouldn't mind the textures unless they would be sharp as hell. I'm not gonna say unacceptable, but pretty bad.
Looks like those legs aren't just for show. Why don't you look down at those arms now and see your HUD? Why don't you have a look at that floating display over there and follow the instructions to open your menu. Here, you'll be able to see objectives, options, and spell instruction videos. Use grip to pick up those two cubes over on that table. If there's a circle on the item, you can force pull it towards you too. Arms and legs at work. Good to see you didn't lie on your resume. Anyway, use the button on your right controller to jump on top of those blocks. After that, vault by placing both hands on the higher block and push downwards with both at the same time. Or just grab the piece of wood and pull yourself up, and you'll vault yourself up on top of the surface.
Wait, I was not necessarily listening.
pushing down on the right stick, or by physically crouching in your play space. You can stand again by jumping or pushing up on the right stick. Or, standing up.
Okay, now that you can move as well as a toddler, let's get you some sparky boom. The magic gloves you're wearing can absorb the power inside of spell crystals. All you have to do is grip the crystal and unlock the ability to use the Fire Spark spell.
Fire Spark is a beginner spell, so won't do much to anything serious. I'm sure you'll be fine though. Hold the trigger down to begin charging, then flick your wrist and let go of the trigger at the same time to launch the spell. Also, while charging any fire spell, you'll get flames around your hand that you can set things on fire with. Another look at that screen over there. The element swapper. You'll only have one unlocked now, but something tells me you'll find more in the future.
You also have a backpack for goodies you find. Reach over your left shoulder and use the grip button to pull your backpack out. If you let go of grip at any time, it will snap back to your back. Now, I've left my favorite pet rock on that table that you can pick up and drop in your backpack. Or, if you'd rather have him close by, you can put it in your hip holster.
It's kind of dynamic, I'm not gonna lie. Very much works what I want it to be. Except for my hands. It attacked me.
Look at you! Tiny spell, check. Pet rock, check. Ready to take on the world, girlfriend.
Okay, I guess that's the end of the tutorial. And we have 4 modes. Which of course I'm gonna go with story, cause that's just my style.
Hello, Carl here. I'm your companion assistant for research and learning. I used to be a companion unit for navigation and transmission, but we had a few too many lawsuits and now Carl is here to stay. I'm here to assist you as you explore deadly, long-forgotten ruined cities that have been abandoned since the cataclysm hundreds of years ago. I also can transmit calls from the professor, but he's kinda serious and boring, always with the "Now, explorer," and "Stop going into my wife's underwear drawer, Carl." Whatever. Speaking of the professor, transmission incoming.
Now, Explorer, before I tell you the mission, I think we need a history lesson. I'll keep this brief. As you know, our world, Imbra, suffered a cataclysm hundreds, if not thousands of years ago. Now, poisonous matter covers the majority of the world, making it uninhabitable. However, we are finally poised to reclaim it. Something you may not realize is that our city, Cambra, and the other Bastion cities were aided in their creation by the discovery of ancient Magitek facilities. These facilities contain devices that we have adapted for our survival. Your Magitek gloves are a prime example of this. The reason I'm telling you this is that we believe we have found another such facility, which is where you are currently headed. Initial scouting reports indicate that this was once a training island for warrior spellcasters. You will need to be careful, as there are some, shall we say, not so friendly mechas that have escaped their confines and are roaming the island. I believe that us Cambrians have the early lead on exploring the island. However, it's only a matter of time before the other nations catch on and try to steal the tech for themselves. I hesitate to tell you this, but we have lost contact with our initial scouting party, so see if you can find any clues to their whereabouts. Remember, leave no stone unturned, as there's no telling what we may find here and how we can advance our civilization.
Thank goodness that is over. Carl is back. Now, the professor did mention that we were the first to find this island, but it looks like we have a little friendly competition here. Hello, friendly Furin vessel that looks like they are turning their weapons on us? I'm sure everything is... Oh my goodness, they shot us! I have a family! Oh, no I don't. Anyway, brace yourself. We're going down!
Holy cow, this intro was boring as hell.
Finally, you're awake. Now, I don't mean to alarm you, but our only way off this island is kinda busted. But don't you worry your sweet cheeks. Your mate has a plan. Now, you see, in your briefing, it was mentioned that there's some fancy-ass technology around here. So if we don't die and find some of that sweet tech, then we might be able to get away from this deadly paradise.
Okay. The whole dynamic is very weird, and physics-wise, it's not here, like, it works, but it's a weird style, that's all. It's just weird that there's not a lot of collision going on. Well, at least with this drone. The consistency is out of the window. And why I'm getting attacked by random items? Hopefully the gameplay will be better.
Oh, look at this little fella. He's pretty cute. But wait until they're shooting fire into your face, jerks.
Oh, it's homing. I wonder how strong. It's definitely helping a lot.
Looks like we need to get the power going before that lift will turn on. I think I saw some large tower-looking thing off to the left, so maybe we can head over there. I mean, if you don't have anything better to do.
It kind of feels like an MMO. Is that specific vibe? Like, it would be an amazing setting using multiplayer, which it does apparently. Like, it had that update scheduled. Let me see what's going on. If you're looking at the distance, it's so grainy. I suppose it's because it's using some type of physics engine. It looks gutter as hell.
Now that's what I call a power station. I mean, it's kind of phallic looking. But who am I to judge ancient civilization design choices? Go see if you can turn it on. If you know what I mean.
Come on, it's not even looking like that. That's very mature. I suppose it's catering to a specific audience. Do we have a description what it does? Well, I also see some unpolished edges.
There it is. Pull that switch and turn the power on! Feel the power! Anyway, let's get back to that lift, shall we? And look! A convenient, magical, glowing zip line for us to use.
That's kinda cool.
Oh, thank goodness that actually worked. I have no idea what I'm doing.
I hear. Was it moving me to the side?
Ooh, that temple looks fancy. Something that fancy has to have fancy tech in there. And probably deadly guards too. How fun.
It seems like the combat is also physics-based, cause depending how hard you cast the spell, you deal more damage that way. So spamming doesn't do much. I appreciate that detail. This, of course, probably restores my HP, but blue? God knows. It's so weird. Oh, I guess I charged it then, not maybe due to the power.
Oh, baby. Look at that spell crystal. Now, I don't know if that's gonna help us get home, but it's damn well gonna keep us alive. Also, The professor said something about collecting these for Canberra or something. Probably should.
I'm more curious about that we got a physical weapon. So it's a full-on RPG. Wow. So I don't know if it's the charging or the speed. Could be both.
We seem to have a puzzle on our hands. Now, I'm not the brightest barrel of bolts, but it looks like we have to use the spell we just absorbed to open this somehow.
It doesn't seem like it matters.
Okay, it looks like we have two doors here. One will lead outside and needs power routed to it. The other?
I guess I died. I mean, this kind of seems early stage development with unpolished graphics. The stage design as well is kind of shaky. Mechanics are kind of cool. I'm not totally sure what's their base, if it's the physics or something else, but it's just not coming across at first sight. Like, you definitely need to play it more to uncover all its potential. I would do that if the intro would not be almost half of the video and not as boring. Art style inconsistencies with the special effects. Now this carpet, I mean, it's little detail, but what is this? I wonder if other modes are as basic-ish as the story. Maybe development kind of shifted in other areas, so... The premise looked interesting, but I've seen this done in better scenarios.